pulling together towards a common goal. And that's where the initiative, self-confidence, decision-making, ability to influence the group, and liveliness comes in. And one's determination, courage, and stamina to withstand any kind of situation, both mentally as well as physically, strong. Okay, so these are obviously qualities which are there, which is listed by the armed forces, based on which a candidate is looked upon to get selected. Okay, so some of the training glimpses, right? So, having this in mind, so somebody would have some doubt. So having this in mind, so we'll now enter into. I just check how NDA is having. You could see this is the NDA website where you could see service trainings, army training. It includes everything. I think you are able to see the screen. The screen visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You can see the for every training. So army training team will ensure they actually undergo all the training, well structured qualitative training processes being administered to the candidates who join the armed forces. Okay, so they prepare them to be an extraordinary student at the Indian Military Academy. So NDA prepares them as junior leaders, and the IMA brings them out as a wonderful military capable leader. Okay, you could see the activities here, like endurance training, navigation training, and weapons training. You can see the candidates or academic trainings are happening, firing activities. You can see they're using the equipments, the latest equipments. Okay, you can see here the survival training where a candidate is handling with the snakes or not. Right. It is one of the the very first time when I was handling the snake, it was really we had fear. When we used to have fear, right? Whenever we see snakes, we are fearful, right? But we know when we know how to handle that, then we don't fear about it. Okay, it's as simple as that. So when you don't have fear about something, which means you're prepared for it. When you're prepared for it, and you're well, you can well tackle any situation of that sort. Okay, so fieldcraft training and combat training. So these are the factors which are happening, and you are going for the competitions also, right? So you can see the medals won by the candidates. Okay, right, at the various levels, achievements and shooting competition. Okay, so they practice hard, they demonstrate progress every now and then, and this is the army training. And if you ask me about the naval training, it happens again. You can see Navy training team makes them. You can see here similar naval training happens there, indoor as well as they're taken to the scuba diving. You can see here scuba diving, right? And you can see they sail in the ships and boats. All this training happens, and cadets are also part of national exercises. Okay, right? So these are the you can see qualitative training they undergo at the academies. You can see here rescue capsules and how they. You can see here the candidate is handling the stimulator inside the academy. So they are given enough training to become a wonderful officer. And if you take the Air Force training, you actually become a flying. You take off and land when you are in NDA itself. So this is an aircraft where you take off and land in NDA. You can see here this is being done by you, and not the MI-17, but the small aircraft in the first two pictures. They take off from runway 27 and flying overhead. Okay, these two aircrafts are flown by the cadets. So you get trained to take off this aircraft and land, and you will do a solo flying also. So you're being thoroughly trained, right? You're being thoroughly trained. So you'll be put on the say basically on the job training will also be there for you, so that you become a very good learned pilot. Okay, so these are the aspects which are there in the NDA. So now if you ask me, like, no, sir, what kind of things happen here, no, you can just check this website, nta.nic.in, where we'll be having other outdoor trainings also happen here. Physical training. You can see the photographs here: athletics, basketball, boxing, cross country, football, handball, hockey, and tennis, swimming. Umpteen number of activities. There are only few mentioned here, but there are many activities which are happening. You can see equitation, and it is compulsory. When every cadet will do horse riding compulsorily. Okay, you can see here the cadets who have gone on the horse riding. It's a compulsory one for every cadet. So you will be, not everyone who joins knows this horse riding. You will be trained to do horse riding compulsorily over a period of time. And those who are very particular, who have more interest towards this particular, being part of horse riding team and all, you will become part of the equitation team, etc. Right? Okay. So apart from this, drill competition, the drills you get, we say the drill is the epitome of discipline. Right? You are going to exemplary showcase the exemplary drill part, which is the epitome of discipline here. So you can see, the proficient trainers, drill instructors will be there in NDA to train you on the drill part too. So every day, this is the passing out parade drill practice. You can see there. This white color dress is a summer dress. Okay, so there are two outfits: summer outfit, winter outfit, and all. Right? So different. Even the dressing part every day, like every day morning for PT you'll have one, for academic classes you'll be having one, for drill practice you'll be having another, for sports you'll have another, for preparation you'll have another. So likewise, you will have multiple. You will feel afresh every time. Okay, so they ensure that is being done therefore, right? So now, having noted all these things, okay, these are the factors which are there, and we will also check what is there for us in the about the examination. Okay, this examination has. Today I will highlight about the GAT paper, that is GAT paper, which has Part A and Part B. Part A is English and Part B is general knowledge. In Part A, we have Section A, that is in Part B. Sorry, Part A is completely English. 50 questions in English will be there, which will have comprehension, vocabulary usage, and preposition, grammar, idioms and phrases, etc. Right. In Part B, we have physics. In physics, Section A, Section B is chemistry. Section C, general science, that is biology in particular. Section D will have history, freedom movement, and Section E will have geography. Physics and geography will have much weightage. That is around 100 marks, I would say. So 200 marks, 25 questions, 25 questions. So 200 marks will be there for the physics and geography. So we should be clear in those areas. And current affairs, another 10%, 10 questions will be there. So we should be sure of scoring this in current affairs part 2. Okay. So you can see here 900 marks in total. An interview, another 900 marks. So you can see here stage 2 in interview, there will be another 900 marks. So put together totally 1,800 marks. You get the overall ranking. Okay. Right. The question paper pattern for the breakup, we would see the similar pattern is reflected in almost everything, every test. Right. You can see here the number of questions asked in the Part A English: synonyms, antonyms, fill in the blanks, spotting error, selective words, so selecting words, sorting of sentences in a word, words in a sentence, comprehension. Sometimes they give you homophones. This time the pattern was a little bit changed, right? And you can see physics on average 20 plus questions are always asked in physics, and in chemistry again 15, on average 15, and biology 10, and history again 15, and geography again 20, and sometimes the question goes beyond 25 sometimes. Okay. And you can see in political science 5 questions, and general knowledge, current affairs, general knowledge part another 15 questions. So these are the areas where we'll be focusing on to get a better score. I would say out of 600 in GAT paper, we can easily score 450 plus, I would say. And I say easily score 450 plus with dedication, with the methodology, with the guidance, and with your individual efforts. 400 plus is very easy. right? If you put in little more effort, 500 is easy, right? So now the target is, we have to focus clearly on these subjects in a very, I would say, clarified way. Okay, is that clear to all? I hope I'm making very clarified, clarified to you. Then now we'll enter into the session, a glimpse of how the classes will go on. Basically, I'm going to touch upon certain areas of geography today. We'll see how it goes, right? So geography, almost you get 200, geography and physics put together, you'll be able to get at least 180 to 200 marks. Okay. And if you're at the max, we are able to secure 70% of that. So we'll be landing up somewhere securing 140 plus marks in geography and physics. So we need to focus on that. So how to focus on these areas? That's what we're going to see. Basically, we'll start with the session where I'm going to share you the PPT again so that you'll be able to follow up with the instructions. Yeah. Is the screen visible?
Not yet, sir.
Just a minute. Just. Well, so let's talk about geography now. So what is geography in general? Geo means Earth, we call generally. That's a study of Earth and interior dynamics of the Earth, about Earth. This is what we call geography in general. And in geography, we have many branches. Out of those branches, I'd say to start with, I would say for example, geomorphology. We have geomorphology, and we have atmospheric studies. We call, in general, we call this as climatology, where we study about atmospheric aspects as well as climate change and how the rainfall occurs, how the clouds are formed, etc. So climatology is there. And we have oceanography. We study about the ocean currents. Okay. Every year in geography, we have questions about tides, ocean currents, etc. So these things we'll be studying in oceanography. And recently, we have been in current affairs. Blue economy is also coming in news. So these information could also be there, or could also be useful for your SSB interview. So you should not see the exam preparation and SSB interview separately. We should see it together. Okay, your SSB interview as well as this subject knowledge should go parallelly. You should think it as a single preparation. You should not think a separate preparation for interview and separate preparation for the examination. It is put together. So we have to use the knowledge which we are gaining in the subject knowledge also, right? Okay. Then we'll also be studying about biogeography, where we'll be understanding about the flora and fauna of a particular resources of a particular country, right? Economic resources of a particular country. So these are the aspects which we'll be studying in geography. Questions are sometimes basic, sometimes advanced. So we can categorize the questions into easy, factual question, little bit understanding, say conceptual understanding questions, and application-oriented questions, right? So there are different types of questions. So they will ask you questions based on very simple, say for example, simple facts. Okay. Say for example, which of the following planets do not have moons? Okay. So there are 8 planets we know. 2 planets do not have any moons. So we'll be writing down those 2 planets. They'll give you like option 1 and 2. So they'll give you option like A, 1 and 2 only, or they'll be giving 3 and 4. Like say for example, Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars we have. So 1 and 2 only, which do not have any moons, any natural satellite. Be 2 and 3 only, 1, 3, 4 only, and D none of the above. Likewise. Okay. So the exam is completely MCQ based, where you'll be shading the uh, A, B, C, D will be there. Now you'll be shading it completely. So that's how it happens. OMR circle. Okay. So the session topics. So generally it goes like this. So we'll just see what are the factors here mentioned. Session one, and we'll be having universe, galaxy, star formation, solar system, and followed by that we'll be having the motion of the Earth. The movements of the Earth. Chapters 2. Okay. I'll just flip through in a little bit faster, faster today, so that we can go to the next section easily, so that I can cover, today. Okay. So universe. So universe. No, we know universe was started from a generally accepted theory is the Big Bang theory. The universe would have expanded from a single prime module atom, and it keeps expanding. It keeps expanding. Okay, keeps expanding. You see the picture here. From a prime module atom, it keeps expanding now. Okay. So this Big Bang theory is also known as it is widely accepted as expanding universe hypothesis. Okay, it is expanding universe hypothesis. Initially, it was Georges Lemaitre who first proposed the theory of the origin of universe. He didn't propose Big Bang theory. He proposed the theory of origin of universe. It was initially done by the very first it was done by the Georges Lemaitre, and later this Big Bang theory was given by Hubble. Okay. Today we know about this Hubble space telescopes are there, right? So Edwin Hubble was the one who gave this theory, Big Bang theory. And based on that, the age of universe is somewhere around 13.75 billion years as per the Big Bang theory. And if you take the Earth, the solar system, the respective ages is given. And they divide this into, this universe into galaxies and stars and particular solar systems and planetary systems, etc. So we'll see that. So galaxy, galaxy contains billions of stars, right? Galaxy contains billions of stars. When we look up in the sky in the night times, we see a lot of stars, right? So that those are part of Milky Way. So the galaxy in which we are is Milky Way galaxy. And there are 3 types of galaxies. One is spiral galaxy, which looks like this, and our galaxy, that is in which we are, that is Milky Way. You can see this is part, this could be termed as a Milky Way photo. Okay. And then you can see elliptical galaxy will be like this. An irregular galaxy, it will be a young, it is a most youthful stage of galaxy is this. Irregular galaxy don't have a particular pattern. So patternless will be irregular galaxy. An elliptical shape, which contains older stars and very few gas to become to burn and give out the light and heat, will become, mostly of elliptical galaxy. And spiral galaxy, which are still, active gas content to convert them into light and heat. Okay, right. So 3 types of galaxy. And next important thing, which generally questions questions are concentrated is how a star is formed. The star formation takes this particular route. So initially there is a nebula. Depending on the mass of the content presented, it could be termed as low and medium mass stars or high mass stars. So from nebula to main sequence, to become a star, there are some few steps here which will happening here. It is not given the picture now. We'll see it there. The protostar is formed before main sequence. A protostar is formed, and after that it becomes a main star. So after main star, what happens? It becomes a red giant. Okay. So most of the gases are used up, and it becomes a red giant. And finally, when this when red giant getting blasted, it turns into planetary nebula, which generally turns into white dwarf. So this white dwarf is formed because of from the low and medium mass stars. Okay, low and medium mass stars. And in case of high mass stars, for example, sun is a low and a medium mass star. I would say sun is standing here. Okay, this is sun. Sun after some point of time, after billions of years, it will turn into red giant actually. Okay, high mass stars, these become a star now, and they become a red supergiant. Instead of just giant, they become supergiant. And when they get blasted, they become a supernova. Supernova explosion happens. And after that, if it is a high mass star, it will turn into a neutron star. If, if it is very high mass, it has very high mass, then it becomes a black hole. So we have heard a lot of black hole theory and all, where it doesn't allow any light to pass away from it. Okay. So this is the factor which you should understand here now. Okay. Right. So from the nebula, we'll have a from the nebula it will turn into protostar. We just need just need to understand the process. That's it. So nebula are the birthplace of stars. Generally, this is a highlighted point which you should be knowing. And then it becomes a protostar, and from there, Curie star is there. You can skip that node, not a problem. So nebula to protostar, from protostar to main sequence stars. Okay, right. And later, when the large brighter surface of the stars getting slowly cooled up, it becomes a red giant. Okay, and finally, a supernova turns into white dwarf. And if not white dwarf, if it is high mass stars, it becomes a neutron star. And if it is going to be a very high mass, then it's going to become a black hole. So that's all about the star formation. So there might be a question, which of the following is the sequence of star formation? So we should be able to give that answer. Okay. And star and constellation is very important. We used to ask this question: is anyone able to see a star in the morning hours? In the bright sky, is anyone able to see the star? And people generally say no, but we should understand that any celestial body which has its own heat and light is known as a star. So sun is a star. So even in the morning hours, I will be able to see one particular star, that is sun. Okay. And during night hours, one star will be there, which is always based on which we actually find out the directions in the night hours. Okay. And that star is known as North Star, or it is also known as Pole Star. Okay, North Star or Pole Star. Okay, you can see here, for example, this is the North Star. It is part of Ursa Minor. And what is Ursa Minor, sir? You see here, this plow, Ursa Major is there, the plow is there, there is Ursa Minor is there. This is nothing but constellation of stars. Okay, it's nothing but constellation, Ursa Minor constellation, Ursa Major constellation. So what is constellation? Constellation is nothing but a group of stars in a pattern. Group of stars in a pattern. We know, you must have heard about this. There are 27 star signs available. People used to, in Hindu systems, they used to have this star system, right? 27 star systems are there. Kartikeya Natchatram, Magha Natchatram, they call, right? All these are nothing but a constellation of stars. Kartikeya Natchatram will have 6 stars like this, in a triangular way. Okay. We call this Kartikeya Natchatram. Kind of, right? So likewise, these are in a particular pattern. So constellations are nothing but a group of stars in a particular pattern. Okay. Star and constellation. Okay. You can see the example. Orient constellation. It's a particular pattern. Okay. You can see Ursa Major. It is also known as Saptarishi. It's mentioned in the NCERT books. Okay. So patterns formed by different groups of stars are called constellations. Okay. So then comes solar system. Very important thing is the solar system. So now we have seen galaxies, types of galaxies we have seen. We have seen the number of, how the stars are produced. And certain star has a system, right? So the solar system, it is particularly related to sun. Okay. It consists of a star at the center. Any star system will have a star at the center and surrounded by the planets, asteroids, comets, and meteoroids, etc. So now solar system has sun at the center. Helio means sun. So heliocentric solar system. So we have solar system there. It has 8 planets, and the planets which are going around the sun is moving in an elliptical path. It's a fixed elliptical path it is moving. It is known as orbits. Okay. It is known as orbits. And few facts are there. I'll just skip around. You can see here, Earth, this is Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, Pluto. Pluto is not a planet. It was taken away from the planet list in the year 2008, actually. Till then, it was a planet. So up to Neptune, we call it planet, and within Earth, we'll have Venus and Mercury too, right? So this is up to which the sun is able to influence the planets, or up to which position the sun is able to wield influence is known as heliosphere. Okay, right. Now, solar system. This is a solar system. See here, two planets does not have moons, Mercury and Venus. And Earth has a natural satellite known as Moon. That's what we have, Moon. And Mars has Phobos and Deimos. You can see Deimos and Phobos. And sir, these four planets are also known as rocky planets. The other four planets which are here are known as gaseous planet, Jovian planets, or it is also known as, say, for example, extraterrestrial, non-terrestrial planets. And this is terrestrial planets. Okay, more rocky in substance, more density, they're more denser. Okay, you can see the rings. This is Saturn. Saturn has rings. Okay, you can see this, Uranus and Neptune. Uranus is almost, flat. The axis of Uranus is very, flat. That is flat to the ground. Okay, it is very much inclined to the, say, for example, this is the pole, or this is the perpendicular of the plane. Uranus axis is like this. Okay. It is like lying down on the plane. If you're standing, say, for example, Earth's, consider this is Earth. Consider this is Earth now. The axis of the Earth is like this. This is the plane. Okay, it is like this. In case of Uranus, this is the pole. That is the perpendicular. This is the plane, and Uranus axis is like this, almost lying down. Okay, this is inclined almost to 91 degrees. Okay, so you can see it is doing like, say, for example, if you're walking on the road, Saturn is doing Anga Pradashna. Simple. It is kind of that thing you can understand. And which is the lightest planet in the solar system? That is the Saturn. Saturn, if Saturn is small and if it is like a ball, if you put it in water, it will float. Why? Because Saturn's density is less than water's density. So less than water density, it will float, right? So solar system. A few facts about each planet, right? This will be taught in the classroom, not an issue. Okay. And in order to make you more understanding, and every time, like let's say, for example, once this particular session is concluded, we'll have a revision time so that you can contemplate it, contemplate and understand what has been taught. Okay, so that you will have revision then and there itself. A small, quick 5 minutes revision will be there. And then now the second topics of this session will be latitude, longitude, time zone, finding a position on Earth, motion of Earth and its significance are being taught here. So basically, you must be aware of GPS, Global Positioning System. This GPS is given by USA, right? GLONASS is there. GLONASS is given by Russia. Okay, what is this GPS, sir? Sir, constellation of man-made satellites around the Earth in a particular position, right? In order to find the location on the on Earth. Okay, that is what is we call global navigational system of satellites. Okay, so there we'll have a lot of satellites kept there in the orbits around the Earth, right? Mostly geosynchronous satellites or geostationary satellites. Say, for example, GLONASS for Russia, BIDU for China. BIDU, it's Chinese global navigational system of satellites, and India has one. It is known as NAVIC, but it is Indian Regional Navigational System of Satellites, IRNSS we call it. Okay, and we have one from European Union, that is Galileo. So these are used in mobile phones, and IRNSS has two types of positioning. One is restricted positioning system used by only military for the military purpose, and the standard positioning system is used for the industrial purposes and for the report. Okay, so what is the latitude? What is the longitude? You can see a difference between the latitude and longitude. So you can see here this line is there. From the center of Earth towards the equator, we mark an equator. From the equator towards the pole, This measure is known as latitudinal measure. Okay, this measure is known as latitudinal measure. And if you're measuring along the equator from the center of pole, along the equator, say for example from here, along the equator, we go up to 100 degrees here, 90 degrees, 100 degrees here. And this is known as longitudes. When we mark along the equator, we call it as longitudes. Okay. So these are the latitude. You can see the picture of the latitude. Okay. It's angular distance of a place from equator. Angular distance of a place from equator. So it's angular distance of a place from equator. Angular distance of a place from equator. In order to understand this, so 90 degrees here. Okay. So you can see here 10, 20, 30, 40, up to 90. So this is one side, this is northern hemisphere, and the other side, opposite side is south. And we generally know this is an Arctic circle, right? This is Arctic region. And just opposite to it is known as Antarctic. Okay. We call hero, anti-hero, right? Likewise, Arctic, Antarctic. That's the reason why this name is known as Antarctic. Otherwise, no specific reason for. So Arctic and Antarctic, opposite is that. Okay. We can see this region could be divided into, tropical zone, 23.5 degree tropic of Cancer. Between tropic of Capricorn, Cancer and Capricorn, you will find tropical zone where sunlight is be very high. As a sunrays are concentrated, not diluted, very concentrated. So we'll have more heat. So these regions are known as surplus region, heat surplus. And temperate zone and frigid zone are less. They don't have the deficit of heat. Okay, it is this. For this reason, actually, the pressure systems are getting varied and the wind systems are created. Global wind systems, or planetary wind systems, or local wind systems, or monsoon winds are created because of this interchangeable heat deficit and heat surplus scenarios in the world. Okay, you can see this India exactly divided at this point, north and south, I would say. From the Tropic of Cancer, you can see India getting tapered towards the towards the ocean. On the west, you will have Arabian Sea. In the east, you will have Bay of Bengal. At the bottom, you will have Indian Ocean. Okay. There are questions like, through which of the following Indonesian islands equator does not pass through. So these are the things, based on latitude and longitudes, we will be able to, questions types, will be like this. And which of the following states Tropic of Cancer does not pass through. And for example, International Standard Time will pass through 82.5 degree, of course, 82.5 degrees. So through which states this Indian Standard Time passes through, etc. will be asked in the examination. And why more heat is there in this region, that is tropical region, than in the polar region? You can see the sun rays strike here. We know the angle could be created with the tangent. This is a sun ray, this is the tangent, right? So more angle here. You see here. If this is the tangent, here the sun rays will fall like this. And see, angle is decreasing. If this is the tangent here, sun rays will be like this. So perpendicular sun rays will be there near the at least up to this one, Tropic of Cancer, okay, and Tropic of Capricorn, okay. So up to until this, you can see here the angle will be greater. As we move towards north or move towards south, the angle of incoming solar radiation reduces. When the angle of incoming solar radiation, this is incoming solar radiation. You can see here. If I draw the tangent, it will be straight. If I draw the tangent here, the angle it makes. You can see here. I'm drawing the tangent here, the angle it makes. And I'm going to draw a tangent here. Okay, the angle it makes. Yes, the angle is decreasing from here. It is when you go towards the north or to move towards the south, the angle is decreasing. So when the angle of incoming solar radiation decreases, right, the amount of heat it is receiving, the earth receiving will also be reduced. So when the angle of incoming solar radiation is higher, it will have more amount of energy. Okay. Okay. You can see here. Incoming solar radiation angle is very short, more focused. And in case of, you can see this area, it has to cover a larger area, so heat gets dissipated. These are two reasons why. One reason that is Towards the pole, it is getting colder, and towards the equator, it is getting warmer. Okay. Right. Next is the longitude. Okay. So longitude has 360 degrees. Okay. It is divided into Western Hemisphere, and say this is Western Hemisphere and this is Eastern Hemisphere. East of prime meridian, it is Eastern Hemisphere. West of prime meridian, it is Western Hemisphere. Okay. So for every 1 minute, it will turn 4 degrees. Okay. Sorry, for every 1 minute, for every 1 degree, it takes 4 minutes actually. Okay. So 15-degree latitude shift will have 1 hour. So 360 degrees, 24 hours it is there. Okay. So 15-degree latitude, you can see this prime meridian is straight, whereas international date line is zigzag. And it doesn't pass through land. If you see very carefully, it doesn't pass through the land. Why? Because if it is passing through the land, say consider if it is passing through our house, one side will be of, say for example, today's date is 6th of May, and one side will be 6th of May, other side will be 7th of May. Then it creates confusion. Okay. So now it have to be understood very clearly. Okay, it have to be understood clearly that the international date line doesn't pass through water. Sorry, it doesn't pass through land. It passes through only over the land, only over the water area, not on the land, in order to avoid confusion. Got it? Clear? If one is moving towards the western side, moving east, he gains 1 day. If he's moving from the international date line, if one moves towards the east, they gain. Moving towards east, they gain 1 day. If they move towards the west, they lose 1 day. Which means from here you can see this is international date line. This is international date line. If they move towards the east, so from the international date line to moving towards east, they are moving into Western Hemisphere. From the international date line, they move into west, which means they are moving into Eastern Hemisphere. Eastern Hemisphere is always ahead. If you are moving to Eastern Hemisphere, we lose a day. If you're moving into Western Hemisphere, we gain a day. Keep that in mind. That's it. Okay. These are time zones. In particular for India, at 82.5 degree meridian, we have time zones here. Okay. Clearly. It passes through Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, and Andhra Pradesh. So these are the 5 states through which it passes through. And if you note down this clearly, sometimes the questions are asked very factual area, in the factual area, where you'll find UP, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, and AP. Okay, we are 5.5 hours ahead of Greenwich Meridian, GMT. Whenever you set timing in your mobile phones, you'll find this 5.5 GMT. Okay, that's it. And this is an example to understand the timing part. I mean, how to calculate timing based on the latitude. And finding a position, we need both latitude and longitude to find a position. It's like a graph. You can see here, it's like a graph to find a position on Earth. Okay. And next is the motion of the Earth. Rotation of Earth on its axis, creating day and night, we know that. And revolution of Earth around the sun in an elliptical orbit. Of course, it does, because Earth is a planet which is going around the elliptical orbit, right? So you can see Earth's axis is tilted 23.5 degree to its normal, or 66.5 degree to its plane. So it is 66.5 to its plane, or 23.5 degree to the normal. This is normal. Normal means perpendicular. This is perpendicular of the plane. This is plane. Okay. To understand plane, if you stand in your room and the base is what? Your plane. Simple. Got it? So rotation causes day and night. Okay. And revolution causes seasons, change in seasons. Okay. You could see, this is how the arrangement of elliptical orbit, when Earth is rotating around, revolving around the sun, this is how the arrangement of Earth will be. Like you can see during the summer solstice, that is on June 21st, the Earth is tilted towards the sun. And during winter solstice, you can see the North Pole is away from the sun and South Pole is closer to the sun. You can see here, during the summer solstice, South Pole is away, North Pole is closer. Got it? Okay. And during equinox, both, the sun will be directly above the equator. So vernal equinox and autumnal equinox will be there, and you'll have clear cut, say for example, day and night will be having 12 hours. Okay, so that's it. I'll just I'll just skip and show you a video to understand this. Okay, this is what equinox. So this equinox right here, sun will be directly above the day and night equal. Biannual phenomena. The one which is happening in March is known as vernal equinox. The one which is happening in the April is known as March and autumnal equinox. Then comes the summer solstice. You can see where the sun is directly above the Tropic of Cancer, we call it summer solstice. When the sun is directly above the Tropic of Capricorn, we call it as winter solstice. We'll have a video to understand. Okay, these are the solstices. That will have the longest day, but it will be northern hemisphere. Okay, so now you have seen the summer solstice and winter solstice video. This is good. We use both the audio visual as well as PPTs to make you understand in a better way. So these are the topics. Likewise, we'll have for each topics we'll have a good material to understand that too, and we'll have practice tests through Edgewheel application so that you can take the test and very effectively. You'll have explanations also there. And you can check your scores then and there, and you can also compare the the rank systems of yours. And apart from this, we'll be having interaction with the people who are selected, and we'll also have discussions with people who are serving in the armed forces sometimes, whenever it's feasible, in order to keep the motivation on the top level. At the same time, be sure to keep the attention and preparation strong. Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So I think we had a wonderful session today. If you have any doubts, you can share it in the chat box so that we'll be able to clarify. I can ask, unmute and ask questions.
Thank you so much, sir. Children, you can show the hand raise icon so that I can mute. And I kept the chat box also open for you to if you have any queries, you can text so that sir will also explain. Whichever is okay for you. So this the National Defense Learning session will begin from June month onwards, June second week onwards. So this is just a bridge course for you to understand how the session will happen. So across all our available resources, the children aspiring to appear for the NDA of grade 11 and 12 will join, and they will have a regular session followed by the mock test, and they will also receive the material from the academy, and proper regular sessions will go in a close monitoring manner, and we will also have a parent teachers meeting with online discussion. And sir will also give you the crash course, very short and courses training in his academy during the month of March or May when nearby the exam. That is also possible. Physical training also possible. So many things you will come to know one by one. So any queries?
Yes, we have exams every year. There are a few questions from the in the group. I mean the chat box. We have exam every year. It is conducted twice a year. One in the month of April, another one in the month of September. So two times they conduct examination for entering into NDA for both boys and girls. Okay, and for girls, it's one of the safest place. Many people have questions like, no, so is it safe to be in NDA? What else will be more safer than the armed forces? The most secure place is, right? And regarding what is nebulous, nebula is a cloud of gas. That's it. Okay.
Any questions? Anybody want to interact with sir? Can you use the hand icon?
Yeah, the portion includes, some have asked the portions. The portion includes, we are just shown in the initial, the beginning of the session, I have shown the portions. It includes mathematics. Mathematics paper is separate. We'll have another session on 13th, so we'll be having maths session on that day. And we'll also have a CAT paper. That's what I shown, English and types of questions they ask. Okay. And syllabus could also be shared. Will also be there in the notification too. So that is easily shareable. We'll share it. Okay. And so the main subject, whatever the subject I'm saying is the main subject. Okay. It includes mathematics and general ability test, where general ability it's about geography, physics, chemistry, a little bit of bio, and other aspects are also there, right? History, geography, history, polity, and economics and freedom movement. And CDS examination, yes, CDS examination is after the graduation. Okay, CDS exam is after the graduation. That is written by the graduates. Okay, after finishing their graduation or in the final year of the graduation, people will be writing the combined defense service exam. That is for graduates. In case of people studying in 12th and who are completed 12th standard, between the age group of 16.5 to 19.5, the opportunity is NDA, that is the National Defense Academy, Kadakwasla, Pune, and Naval Academy, Elimala, Kannur. Okay. And we have, through technical entry scheme and 10 plus to BTech entry, we have Naval Academy as well as OTA Gaya. Okay. And this year, from maybe this year, people will directly go to IME through technical entry scheme. Okay. There are no reservation in particular for girls, but girls, there is no reservation particularly, but the vacancy is there. Vacancy is mentioned for girls as well as boys. Separate vacancies for both boys and girls are mentioned. Medical test, don't bother about the medical test now, because if you're good enough, then medical test will not be a big trouble. You're fit, you eat good, you do good exercise, and that's fine. You'll be able to pass through the medical test or not a problem. Okay. Yes, you'll be able to. I think YouTube link will be shared to you. I think it could be available, made available. Not a problem. So if you're falling within the age limit of 16.5 to 19.5, you're eligible to write the examination. And say while applying, you should not be 19.5. While applying, you should be 18.5. Okay. That is the last attempt you could give. And while applying, you should be 15.5. That's the first attempt you can start with. So in general, if somebody is at the age of 15.5 today studying in first standard, if he's applying, he'll have 6 attempts in total. Generally, a person has 4 to 5 attempts if he's in first standard. While applying, you have a choice to give, like no Army, Navy, Air Force choice. You have to give the choice which one you want to pick it up, and based on your merit, you'll be entering. For example, there was one candidate who secured the rank of 552. Like, but generally vacancy is 400 plus only. So now what happens? 552, but he may not get the chance, right? But he was selected for the Air Force. As he was medically fit for the Air Force too, he joined in the flying branch. Okay, so it's possible. Okay. How tough is SSB? SSB is not tough if you are preparing well. It is a factor of your personality, attitude, communication skill, and the knowledge you possess, and how dynamically and determinedly use the knowledge for the betterment of the mission and the organization. Then that's how it goes. If you are doing that well, and you can crack the SSB just like that. Okay. Any first attempt will be easy. First 4 attempts, the training will be same for Army, Navy, Air Force. First 4 terms, because in NDA we have 4 terms. So 6 terms in total. 4 terms general training will be there, and 5th and 6th term Army and Navy will have a separate training. And after that, pre-commission training 1 more year will have a separate training. Just NDA exam and SSB interview. That's it. These are the only 2 aspects for joining the NDA, and through that only you're going to be into Air Force too. In Air Force, for SSB, during SSB, after clearing the SSB, you'll be having a test called a Computerized Pilot Selection System, CPSS. That is to now to check whether you naturally possess a pilot quality or not. So one who clears that will be joining the flying branch. If not, they'll be, if opting for logistics and administrative ground duty branches, you'll be eligible for ground duty branches, particularly logistics, administrative, and engineering branch. Okay. If you start your preparation from 11th standard, yes, definitely you can achieve it. Is there any reservation who come from Sainik School? No, there is no reservation who come from Sainik School or RIMC. Or I personally, I know I am a alumni of Sainik School Amravati Nagar. I'm sure about it. So there are no special reservations for candidates from Sainik schools or from RIMC2 or RMS, Rashtriya Military schools, or Rashtriya Military Indian College. RIMC, Rashtriya Indian Military College. So there is no any reservation for them. You start from your 11th standard, definitely you'll be able to achieve it, because the longer you travel in that particular journey, you are able to make it happen. Yes, a clear plan of action will be shared with the candidates. Once after the enrollment, they'll be having a clear plan of action being given along with the mentor-mentee relationship, and you'll be able to get it to kickstart your preparation and achieve it. Okay. The total marks for NDA is 1,800 out of that 900 for written, 900 for interview, and what is the maximum mark? The minimum mark which you should score for the written examinations, the cutoff marks So it keeps varying. Okay. Last year the cutoff was around 292, and before that it was 316, and sometime before it was 330, and sometime before it was somewhere around 216 also. So it depends on the competition and the level of question paper they ask. Okay. Okay. Right. So I would suggest you to be scoring somewhere in mathematics 100 plus, or I would say we are doing good in mathematics. Then obviously the target should be 200 plus in mathematics and 400 plus in your GAT paper. So GAT, the minimum score you can easily score is 400, 450 plus, and all you can easily score. So 450 there and 200 here, 650 you'll be able to achieve it. So to be very realistic, I will keep a target as 100 in 120 in mathematics and 330 in GAT. Okay. Right. So that much we score like 450 plus, we'll be able to get the call letter for the interview. But see, the All India merit list comes with the both, right? Written examination as well as interview. So written examination, you have an edge because you prepare, you know that the question is correct or wrong, and you'll be able to get it, right? Math syllabus we'll be discussing in the next session. That is, we have one more NDA session on 13th. So there we'll be discussing about the mathematics paper. Today we focused on the GAT paper and its tenets and the sample of that. On max paper we'll be discussing on 13th. Okay. So max syllabus generally comprises of 11th and 12th. Okay. And someone asking about SRT and OIR. Situation reaction test, it is like, anybody is given a situation, you'll be having a series of situations that covers in the psychology test. And once we start, preparing, we'll understand that. Say, for example, you're going to examination, you forgot your hall ticket, what will you do? Right? Is 11th, 12th NCERT is enough for preparation? Yeah, quite good to follow 11th and 12th NCERT, and if you have good understanding, then you'll be able to get it. But to get the competitive edge, you need thorough preparation on that part. Okay. So practicing the previous question paper also matters there. Okay. Some questions are related to, like, can we start the test from? So can we start the preparation from 10th standard? Why not? You can start preparing right from your 10th standard too. Nothing wrong in that. But all you have to do is that bite what you can bite. So that is good actually. So if you're doing the 11th standard, max and other classes will go on, you'll be able to grasp it. But if you're grasping it from the, say for example, can some candidates start from 8th standard? Basically, people in RMS and the Sainik schools and all, they start from very young age, to prepare for the ND exam, right? So I think if you're starting much early, then it is really good. You have a certain direction towards the preparation. So fixing a goal at a particular age, say for example, when you start, I decided to join India when I was in 8th standard. Okay, so that was the idea behind, and I started orienting my preparation. I took notes even in my 8th standard, 9th standard, 10th, 11th, and 12th. I was able to make good scores because of that. Okay, and of course, even eventually, even if you're preparing at the 11th and 12th standard, also you will be able to crack it, because all you need is that consistency in the ideas and consistency preparation. Right. End of the day, the SSB interview also matters a lot. So this preparation helped me to crack the SSB interview. Is there a choice of regiment in IMA? Yes, of course. You'll be choosing which division of the forces will be going, like infantry, aviation, army, air defense, or intelligence, or likewise. Okay, so you will have to choose which one And of course, that depends on the merit which you get within the like corps and infantry, sir. Yes, exactly. So within the armed forces, I mean, your merit list based on the performance in IMA. Okay, so that decides. Okay, what are the things? I'd say you should be calm. You should feel yourself limitless. You should have your mindset open to learn and unlearn, learn, relearn, unlearn, and of course, okay. And you should be able to, be active and feel worthy of yourself. Then it'll be really good. Okay, right? And follow the officer-like qualities. I would suggest you to read a book called Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, and, and that will reorient yourself to like Atomic Habits and Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. These two books will guide you to stay on the path of your goal. Okay. For writing the examination, you need not complete 12th standard. You should be studying in 12th. That is fine. Even some 11th standard candidates write the examination by walking themselves as 12th standard, but they don't go for the SSB interview if they clear because they should not be going. So only people who are in 12th standard or completed 12th standard can write the exam. And of course, the salary part, which you get, uh, in case of the basic salary starts with 56,100 when you get into when you're in the academy, like say for example during pre-commission training, your stipend will be 56,100, and after commissioning you'll be getting somewhere around 80K plus, apart from the other perks. Okay, and those who are a pilot in Air Force, they'll be having flying allowance and a lot of other allowances also, which is it's a long list. You can say for example you'll be economically well, equipped too. Don't worry about it. And we go through para SF. Of course, you're opting for that. You can go through that. You can go through that. No issue. Parachute regiment, parachute special forces or special, and of course, during IMA, you can choose that. Yes, before clearing 12th grade, you can write the exam. That is during September, you can write the exam. I don't get regarding Navy and NDA total mark is same. Uh, yes, Naval Academy as well as NDA exam. It is an examination called Naval Academy and NDA exam. Both are on the same. During 10th board exams, the NDA classes will be there. During 10th board, we don't have classes because you have to focus on the board examination. So the classes will go up to December, where you'll be equipped and you'll be given a test series to undergo the test. So that will help you to get the maximum marks in your CAT paper. And if you're in 10th standard, you'll be mostly in the foundation program where you'll be having the CAT paper completely covered. Medical test, and of course, once you crack the SSB, the medical test will be there, and that is conducted in the military hospitals or command hospitals or research and referral hospitals of the defense forces, and it has its own procedure. I would suggest not to go read about it completely, but basic aspects, if you know, that is fine. Eye power should be plus or minus 2.5, less than that, of course, and you should not be having. So I don't want to mention knock knees and all here because some people feel they have knock knees, but they don't actually have it. You might feel you are having, but you don't actually have it medically. Okay, so maybe physically to see it, you will be having it, but medically it may not be. So that's the reason why I'm not commenting on that part. But eye power, I can comment on it because it is a standard one plus or minus 2.5. Power it is there. Then it is called. You will have check it thoroughly. Joining NDA after diploma is a little bit tough because you need to get equivalent certificate. Generally, no board is giving equivalent certificate nowadays. I think it is very tough to get that equivalent certificate. Okay. So diplomas, I would suggest don't go for diplomas after your 10th standard. Go for 11th and 12th after your 10th standard. Particularly if you are from PCM group, that is well and good. That is physics, chemistry, and mathematics. If you are taking in your 11th and 12th standard, it's a welcome move. And if you're in your commerce group or any other group, you need to put in more efforts, at least for a year long, so that you can crack the examination. Okay. Yeah, if you're studying BA or if you're an engineering cadet, still you can go to Army, Navy, or Air Force. Navy BA, you can go to Army. Right. I'm an Army cadet. Can I get engineering degree in NDA? Ah, yes, of course. Not in NDA, but you can after NDA, 1 year of pre-commission training will be there in IMA. If you are choosing the engineering core in IMA, then you'll be doing that. You'll be completing engineering too. So, what do you mean by NSA? You're meaning to say that the National Security Advisor? If that is so, you mean to say ask that if you want to become an NSA, right? Possibilities are there, but if you have to be be a tough level officer there. Okay. After Indian SSB interview training, candidates will go for training. Yes, they go for training. You will have you'll be in NDA for the training to become officers. 156 is the minimum height. Okay. Army, Navy, Air Force, all on parallel level, they have the same basic pay and service pays and all. And the rest of the things will be happening accordingly. Okay. Right. Okay. I think almost most of the basic doubts are covered. Income part, that's what I'm mentioning. Income part, do not worry about it. Your income will be somewhere between the brackets of 56,100 to 1,77,500. So it might be ranging from anywhere. This, say, an officer who is just commissioned will be having 80 plus in his account every month on average. Say, apart from other allowances, that can also be counted. Okay. It is for all for Navy, Air Force, and Army, all three. Candidate wear a lens or spectacles in Air Force. No candidate in Navy and Air Force should not wear spectacles. Okay. In case they are wearing spectacles, they'll be eligible for ground duty in Air Force, like logistics and administration, but not for flying. Okay.
Any more questions? Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sir, we are patiently answering all the questions that they had in the study. So definitely, this session would have given them the insight how the session is
Yes,
from position defense, how comfortable they can impress or reach out like that kind of down. That when the children will get back, children those who want to enroll in engineering can approach your career coordinator in your school or your principal or the mentor so that they will connect us. We are the career school from the Vermont Knowledge Park. So connected with service providers like Vision Academy for various career guidance courses. And we have Mr. Another Bhaskar as well. From training, we will also be a career space leader for exclusively for this Vision Academy. So you can approach any of us. So we will ensure that your course will simply go on and enroll in the exam and we get through it and we get into that admission process which you are looking for. Wishing you all the very best. Thank you for joining. And again, we have one more session next week. We'll keep you updated. Thank you all. Thank you, Jayamurthan sir. Thank you, Ananda Bhaskar sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sir, for connecting us
Yep.
and taking the session. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
ma'am.
Thank you,
Yes,
students.
thank you. Thank you, sir.
Have a great day. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you, principal, coordinator, career coach, leaders, students, and the parents for your participation. Thank you all.
Thank you.